Good day, dear students. I am Dr. A. Sairam, MCom, MPhil, PhD, UGC NET in Commerce, MBA, Post-Graduation Diploma in Financial Management and ICW Finance. Welcome to my channel, Professor Guru Kalvi. This is a channel where you can find videos on commerce-related subjects. So in previous video, we were looking at some basics of sweat equity, employee stock option schemes, etc. In today's video we will be looking at what is book building process and buyback of shares. Book building process. Book building is a modern method of pricing and issuing shares during an initial public offering or a follow-on public offering. It helps determine the best price for the shares based on investors' demand. So basically, book building is a process where it is much suited for initial public offering, when a public company goes to the public and demands for shares for investment in its shares, or in case of an existing company who have already made an IPO, now it wants to make the next public offering, which is follow-on public offering, they can easily go with book building process. So how this book building process works, that is what we are going to see now. Book building is a process where the company sets a price band. So the company will fix a specific range of price within which the investors, prospective investors, can bid for it, and investors bid for shares within that band. The final issue price is determined based on the demand shown by the investors. So which the price of the share is determined on the price at which the majority of demand is made. So this is a book building process. This is a win-win situation for both the company as well as the investor. The investors can bid the shares at much lower price. The company can arrive at a significant price where they can issue the shares at premium. So this is a win-win situation for both company as well as the investor. How does a book building process work? Number one, the price band is announced. When an IPO or an FPO is made, the price band will be announced. Say for example, the price band is between 100 to 120 rupees. This means the lowest price at which the shares can be bid is 100, and the highest price at which the shares can be bid is 120. Now the investor will place the bid. Investor bids for number of shares and the price they are willing to pay within the band. So now what happens? The investors start slowly but surely placing the number of shares and the price at which they want to purchase the share. Let us now take three instances. Example, the investor bids for 1000 shares at 120, the maximum price band, higher price. Then we have an investor who wants 1500 shares at rupees 110. And we have a third investor who wants 500 shares at 100, which is the lowest price. Demand books is created. All bids are recorded. So the bids that we received at various price levels are recorded, and that recording is called as book. Final price is fixed, or the cutoff price is fixed. The company determines the price of which the maximum shares can be allotted. This is called the cutoff price. So based on the demand, the company will fix the cutoff price, the maximum price at which it wants to issue its shares. Then after fixation of the cut-off price, the shares are allotted. So this is the book building process that happens in stock exchanges, or the primary market, rather, to be very specific about it, that happens in a primary market when shares are issued on IPO or FPO. What are the advantages of book building process? It determines the fair price based on the market demand. It reduces change or overpricing or underpricing. Attracts institutional investors, which is most important. They are the one who have the money in their hand, is it not? So they will come and pump the investment into the company. It improves transparency, since the price is determined based on the demand. It basically improves the transparency in fixing the price. Next is buyback of shares. What is buyback of shares? Buyback of share means the repurchase of shares by a company from its existing shareholders. Once bought back, these shares are cancelled or extinguished, reducing the company's share capital. This is the most important aspect of buyback of shares. The company can buy back its shares, but as soon as the shares are bought back, the company will have to reduce its share capital to the extent the shares are buyback. The buyback has been made. The objectives of buyback: it increases earnings per share by reducing the number of shares outstanding, is it not? As say there are 1 lakh shares in the company has made a buyback of 9,000 shares. So what happens? Quite obviously the number of shareholders will come down, and at the same time the earnings per share will go up. Return surplus cash to shareholders, improves capital structure by reducing excess equity. Right, so the composition of capital structure, if it demands the reduction in equity, buyback is one among the option where we can reduce the equity. Supports market price of shares. Right, when the number of shares in the market reduces, supply reduces, the market price of the share is bound to go up. Prevents hostile takeovers. So not there will be competitors who will be ready to pump in money and purchase my company, which can be prevented. It enhances shareholders value, that is quite obvious. So these are some of the objectives for which buyback of shares happens. Sources of buyback: how does this buyback happen? How company pays money to its shareholders to purchase its shares back? Number 1 is from free reserves. Number 2 is securities premium account. And number 3 is proceeds of earlier issue of shares and other specific securities not out of the same issue. So these are 3 important sources from where buyback happens. So there are 3 methods in which buyback happens. Number 1 is tender offer, where shares are bought back from the existing shareholders at a fixed price. Number 2, open market purchase, where the company will go to the open market and through the stock exchange to buy its shares back. Then you have ad lot buyback, where purchase of shares held in ad lots. So based on the lots, the number of shares are bought back. So these are some of the methods in which buyback happens, and these are sources from where the buyback happens. Some of the legal provisions under Companies Act 2013, section 68. Number 1, buyback should be authorized by Articles of Association of the company. The Articles of Association of the company should have provision relating to buyback of shares. Then alone the company can go for buyback of shares. Number 2, it should be approved by board or the shareholders, quite obviously in general body meeting. Maximum buyback limit is 25% of paid up capital and free reserve. The debt equity ratio after buyback should be 2:1. The amount of debt and the equity ratio post buyback should be 2:1. This is very important provision that helps to maintain the capital structure and to protect the interest of the existing shareholders. Then you have shares must be fully paid up, then alone buyback is possible. Is it not? That is quite obvious. Buyback can happen only when shares are fully paid up. Buyback to be completed within 1 year. The whole process should be completed within 1 year. Shares bought back must be cancelled within 7 days. So these are some of the legal provisions relating to buyback of shares. Accounting treatment, we will be looking at some of the problems in buyback. Now we just have a glimpse of it. The buyback price may be at par, premium or discount. Premium on buyback is adjusted against a securities premium or free reserve. Is that not? This is quite obvious. Nominal value of shares bought back is transferred to capital redemption reserve if buyback is out of free reserve. So these are some of the accounting treatments as far as buyback of shares are concerned. So thank you, students. This is a small introduction about book building process and buyback of shares. We will be discussing all these topics in upcoming videos in detail.